the Champions League is back, and that means club football is fully back in our faces. And the Champions League saw 6 English sides, and 4 have been knocked out already, with 2 English sides remaining. Liverpool and Arsenal, they've actually not been in the best of forms lately. But starting with you, Victor, talking about form, when you consider Arsenal's last 2 results, do you agree with the bookmakers that the Gunners are favourite against Sporting away from home?
Yeah, I would say so, yes. Okay, Arsenal are still a very strong team. Of course, morale will be a bit low after these cup upsets, or let's call them what they are, cock-ups. But they still have a decent path to the UCL final. I expect Sporting to give them a proper game here. But let's remember this is a two-legged tie. Even if, from an Arsenal perspective, something goes wrong in Portugal, they will get their do-over next week. Arsenal just need to be wary of the threat that Sporting have in attack, and especially on the flanks, because that lad, Pedro Gonçalves, he can be more than a handful.
Yeah, fair point. And still on Arsenal, Max, what has suddenly gone wrong for the Gunners in their last 2 games, and what must they do if they are to win this fixture?
I mean, first of all, I don't really see them winning this fixture actually, because Sporting are doing too great at the moment. They won like 17 out of last 18 at home, so probably, I mean, a draw should be good for Arsenal, but we can definitely see an upset here. But for the like both cup losses, I mean, for the game against Man City, they've been actually better at some points, but they just couldn't score. And I wouldn't say that the game itself was something bad for them, but the game against Southampton, they just rotated a lot, didn't finish their moments as well, and ended up conceding a late goal and losing. But I wouldn't say that it's like putting them in a bad position for the UCL and Prem. It probably even clears the space for them to relax a bit and not play in the FA Cup. Probably would make them a bigger favorites to win Prem and UCL, but you never know with Arsenal.
Right, you never know with Arsenal. But speaking of what everyone thinks to know, Victor, almost everyone expects PSG to beat Liverpool. I mean, for obvious reasons, because of the Reds' poor form at the moment. But do you think there's any chance of Liverpool springing a surprise?
If you look at the odds, I think there is something there. Draw and Liverpool win are very close to each other, and PSG winning at home is around 175, and that's firmly in that red flag territory. However, the Champions League is always a bit odd when it comes to odds, if you pardon the pun. So I think as much as I'm trying as a Liverpool fan to give myself some hope ahead of this, just the thought of Kvaratskhelia running at Joe Gomez is probably giving Schlott and everyone who likes Liverpool absolute nightmares. No, I do not think Liverpool can spring a surprise. I would say the best that they can hope for is to keep the scoreline low, give themselves half a fighting chance in the second leg. But even that, I think, will be too much to ask for.
Okay, but again, you never know. You never know. But moving on, Max, do you think this result, either way, would have an impact on Slott's future?
I mean, honestly, it feels like his future is done for like at least a month already. Especially after that game against Man City, it kind of feels like they've been already trying to sign Xabi Alonso for like a month probably. So, I mean, even if you win the UCL, I still feel like he's not the manager for the next season. But maybe like a little chance if he's winning UCL, maybe he stays. But obviously, it's not happening because almost any team in the quarters are better than Liverpool at the moment. So you cannot expect that.
I mean, I don't see it happening, but I think if he wins the UCL, all his sins are forgiven. But I mean, I'm not FSG. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know what to
Not
say.
from a fan perspective. The way they're playing is just not resonating, let's say.
Yeah, fair enough. And then moving on to you, Max. Any bold predictions for both games?
I do see Sporting winning actually this game.
Fair enough. And Victor, your take on that? Any of the games?
I've got an interesting angle here. I'm looking at first half BTTS for PSG Liverpool. Odds are usually quite high for this sort of thing, and first halves have been quite chaotic for PSG in like their most recent UCL games. BTTS first half didn't always land, but it was often at least very, very close.
Interesting.
Okay,
and then on the final,
I do have one more. I feel
okay.
like combined Arsenal and Liverpool would score under 1.5 goals.
Nah. Nah, nah, that's
Out.
not happening. I can put a counter wager against that. I don't see that happening. I do think Liverpool and Arsenal will definitely score goals, but yeah, I don't know what will happen in the result. But on a final note, Victor, your score predictions for both games. Sporting Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal.
PSG Liverpool.
4-1 to PSG.
Wow. Max, Sporting Arsenal.
2-1 Sporting.
Interesting. Then PSG Liverpool.
3-0 PSG.
Wow. No one is giving Liverpool a chance. Okay. We'll have to wait and see how all these games unfold. 2 English sides remain in the Champions League. And now tomorrow's or Tuesdays and Wednesdays fixtures will determine if there will be an English side left in the semi-finals. We'll just have to wait and see.